Hi, I'm Patrick Vaughn, the Unlikely Preacher, and this is the Unlikely Minute. I first saw Robin Williams on Happy Days back in the late 1970s. He was starring as, Mork. He was incredibly gifted and talented, and over the years I have marveled over his many gifts and have enjoyed his movies and his stand-up routines. And when I heard yesterday that he had ended his own life, I was filled with sadness. I didn't want to believe it. I thought maybe it was a mistake. But no, I checked the news, and indeed, he killed himself yesterday morning. How could this happen? How could someone so filled with laughter and life and joy, how could someone like this end their own life? Well, sadly, the answer is pretty simple. Mental illness is insidiously camouflaged. We can take an x-ray of a broken hand, but we cannot take an x-ray of a chemical imbalance. We know the stereotypical bag lady who talks to herself, but most of the time, by far most of the time, those who are suffering from mental illness do so in silence, stigmatized by society, filled with shame. They keep their pain to themselves. And so I've had this phrase going through my mind since yesterday afternoon. Jesus is baptized. Jesus is baptized. Maybe it's because I'm at the shore, what some of us would call the beach. Maybe it's because the sky overhead is dark and the rains are starting to fall. But I've had this phrase, Jesus is baptized. Jesus is baptized. On the day of his baptism, he could have remained on the shore of the Jordan River, but he didn't. He chose to enter into those murky, dirty waters. He chose to enter into the murky, dirty pain and suffering of human existence. That's good news for me and you and Robin Williams. Jesus is baptized, so that when we are grappling with pain and suffering, he's not on the shore all safe and dry by himself. He's with us. When the riptides of depression are threatening to pull us under and end all the joy and life we have, Jesus is with us. When we hear about a loved one or a Hollywood icon that has taken their own life, we remember that Jesus is with us. This is the good news that so many with mental illness long to hear. And indeed, this is the good news that so many of us long to believe and trust, that when all is said and done, we are not alone. My friends, Jesus is baptized. That sounds unlikely. Unlikely to be a source of strength and hope and good news. But it is. I'm Patrick Vaughn, the Unlikely Preacher, and this is the Unlikely Minute.